Welcome back to another IM Users video. We're going to take a look at how to do an actual thread form for a bottle, looking for the T, E, S, and H dimensions. We're working on a preform in this case, but the rules apply regardless. First thing we need to do is define a center line. So we're going to go into our Elements tab and go to our Centerline tool. Click, drag through the center line, and then expand the box to ensure that it's going to grab the threads. If you're trying to make a program that will grab multiple size threads, make sure that your centerline tool is set up the size of the largest diameter of threads that you might run into. Hit apply, and it'll drop the center line in place. Next, we're going to get the T dimension. We're going to grab our max point rectangle tool, click and drag along the threads, and expand it to make sure that you're grabbing the entire thread. You need to make sure that the peach arrow is looking away from the center of the part. So in your scanning direction, we're going to select right facing forward to change the direction that the arrow is pointed. We then need to tell it that we're looking for an edge away from the center line. So scroll down to the very bottom to your position and postural adjustment. Click Align with Base Element, click on the finger icon, and select the center line. You can now hit Next and drop in another. Again, make sure the peach arrow is pointed away from the center. When you're done, hit Measure. Now we go back to Basics, Point to Point. Click on the 2 points and place the measured value wherever you'd like it to be displayed. Now we need to skew this so that it matches to the center line of the part. So we'll click Vertical, click on the finger icon, and select the center line of the part. At this point, we can give this a name, call it perhaps the T dimension, put in a design value and an upper and a lower spec limit. Now let's do the E dimension. Click on our element, go to our rectangle tool. We're going to draw the same type of setup that we had done for the T dimension, but this time, instead of selecting max point, we select min point. Scroll down to the bottom, click Align, click with the finger, and select the center line of the part. Select Next, and draw another one in place. When you're done, hit Measure. It'll now give you your E dimension. Go back to your basics, select Point to Point, click on one, click on the other, and place. You can see in this case the skew is pretty bad. So we're going to select Vertical, click on the finger icon, and select the center line. This gives us our E dimension. Next up, let's take a look at the H. The H is pretty easy. Grab our line tool, grab the overall length of the part, hit Apply, select Next, drop a small line on the H edge on the left-hand side of your bottle tip, and again on the other side. We use smaller lines so that when we combine those together, we're going to get more data points. You can see that because it's plastic, it's not exactly straight. Not a problem. We'll go to Virtual Figures, Connecting Line, click on one, click on the other. For neatness sake, all of your virtual figures can be adjusted in size so that it takes up less space. Now, go to our Basics, Line to Line. Click on one, click on the other, and measure. Doing pretty well. Last step. Go to your Elements, grab your Point on Line tool. We need to grab that S dimension. So what we're going to do is we're going to come out here into space, click and drag through the threads. What we need to do with this tool is specify that we want to find a location where bright turns into dark. So as it travels along this area, it's going to eventually run into a thread. So we select bright to dark, and then select maximum edge. Scroll down to the bottom, and just like our other tools, we're going to click Align, click on the finger, select the center line. When we hit apply, it'll attach to a thread. We can then adjust this search box to make sure that it's going to grab whichever thread it is that we need to make sure it grabs. Select Next. Drop it in on the other side. Hit Apply. As long as you hit Next, you won't have to re-enter your references. They'll stay the same. Hit OK. Now we'll go back to our basics. Select point, align and point. Click on the line. Click on the point. Place. Select Next. Click on the line. Click on the point. And place. We have to do it on both sides. We're looking for whichever one's the shorter. Last step is to go to the calculator and select minimum and click on both objects. It'll then record whichever one of those was the smallest. This measurement is going to be our S. Hit OK, and the S will show up in the top right-hand corner. We can now click on both of these other options, go to List Edit, hit Selected Elements, and hide these. With every program, we'll need to register it. And in the case of a bottle, in order to make it a more universal program, simply remember to only register the very top of it. Click Register. Click OK. Save your program. Don't forget to turn off your Inspect Sync marks in Flash. That's all there is to it. Your program is now ready to run, and the same process can be performed on all sizes of bottles. So good luck and enjoy!